heading out looking for records again. It's raining yet again. I don't know how many of these raining videos I've put back to back, but I bet you all think that I'm from Seattle, if it wasn't for my accent. But I'm fixing to go back and look through a bunch of 45s. The owner said he had several boxes, upwards, from 500 to 1,000. So I'm gonna try to look through all those this morning in between other tasks. And I'll probably combine this footage with a little bit of footage I did earlier and make it into one video of just the 45s at this store, because I already have found some pretty good ones that I can include in to this and make one good video of the entire adventure. So stay tuned and see what I find. Okay, here's half the haul for this one. I divided this up into 2 parts. This would be part 1. So I'm gonna go through some of the more common ones, or ones that I was looking for, and then I'll go over the ones that had the solid colors and or parallel lines that, as you learned from the Eyeball Records or Mac Stevens channel, was a identifier of a a unique or rare record, maybe valuable, especially in the rockabilly line. And also I found it in others. It's an indicator of a lot of independent labels, small time labels, because it seems to be that generic label they bought, came, you bought a different color and it had those parallel lines through it, and they sent it to a print shop, got a simple little logo and some basic text. So it seems to be a pretty good method. So let's see how well it worked. But we'll start with the others first and then end with that. So first I found this little Hank Williams Honky Tonkin set, which I thought was unique. I hadn't seen one quite like this. And there's one of the records. I'll try to go quicker because there's a lot of these. But it was in great condition. The sleeve wasn't the best. Had a little bit of tape and a few little tiny seam splits like that. But overall, I thought it was a nice find. Next, I got this Liberace for the same reason. I don't listen to a lot of him, but I like some throwback stuff just to have in the collection to throw on every now and then. And this one was unique because it's one of those same kind of sets with the little bifold, the tiny little bifold, and the extended play 45s. And this one was in great shape, so kind of picked it up too. Next, I found some Sun records, or a few. They're kind of mixed up here though. I was going to do all of them together, so let me do a little rearranging. There we go. So first in the Sun set, as I found a Sun set, I'll Sell My Ship Along, Jerry Lee Lewis. Of course, on this side is It Hurt Me So. So there's some Jerry Lee. I found a Carl Perkins Matchbox. And these were in decent condition. They got a little bit of noise because they're a little dusty. But they don't skip, so that was the good news. I don't think any of them did on these. Well, anyway, Your True Love on this side. This was Bill Riley, I Want You Baby. And on this side was Flying Saucers, Rock and Roll. Had someone's little tape with their name on it there, but that's not too bad because these all averaged out to about $1 or so. I can live with that. Of course, Jerry Lee, Whole Lot of Shaking Going On. I think I got 2 or 3 copies of this though. But if somebody ever needs one, I'll have it. Who's collecting them? It'll be me on this side. Another Jerry Lee Lewis, High School Confidential. And then on this side was Fools Like Me. And the last Sun one I found was a Roy Orbison, Devil Doll. And then Sweet and Easy to Love on this side. Some other ones I found was this is Spirit, I Got a Line on You. And She Smiles on this side. And I found the Turtles, Happy Together. I'll spare you humming or singing that. You all have it in your head already, I'm sure, by just saying the title. And it was in good condition. And this was Weird Al, Eat It. I couldn't help but get that. I don't have many Weird Als. And he was kind of staple of growing up in the 80s and a little bit of the 90s. That Boy Could Dance on this side. I got this because it was Impulse and it was Ray Charles, so I thought it was neat. A little Impulse 45. I didn't have many of them. You can see there. And that's Let's Go on this side, and One Mint Julep on this side. This one, the label was bad, but actually the record didn't play bad at all. It just had a little bit of noise, which But I got it because it was Muddy Waters on chess, even though it's a little rough. I wouldn't have paid much more than the $1 with it in that shape. But we have Short Dress Woman on this side. And on this side we had, it's hard to even read, My John the Conqueror route. Looks like. So Willie Dixon number. And I found this Mel McDaniel shoestring. My brother had the LP to that. I think I actually have it now. Used to play it a lot. And it was in immaculate condition. And it still had the little original paper sleeve. It was the main reason I picked it up. And now is the solid color parallel line section. Let's see how well we did. I'll try to put like a value if it'll fit. Maybe it might go over my head. I'm new to this. But first, I found this Chuck Willis, It Ain't Right. Like I said, we'll try to stick the value over here. Or estimated. You never know what you're going to get for them. And so you can see that up close. This one of them wasn't as obvious to me because this isn't really an independent label. But because of the basic label, it did cause me to lay it to the side and kind of look it up. And, you know, not super valuable, but kind of valuable and neat to have. What really got my attention is it said, from the blues LP, Stoop Down Baby. And I like old blues stuff. So I was taking a chance that this was not the old jazz blues and actual, you know, like Mississippi or Chicago style blues. So, or Delta. And it kind of was. But I could see down here, it says manufactured by this production company in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So that's a sign I kind of look for too. If the record label has, you know, a city that's outside of one of the major hubs, you know, like Nashville or LA or New York, even though sometimes they have a lot of independent labels too, so don't just rule it out. But a lot of the more unique ones, or you'll see Louisiana or Mississippi or even like Massachusetts or Minnesota or Georgia or just some obscure, you know, mid-size or small town label. And I like to find those, especially local ones. To me, I say local within a few hours because they're interesting. And so that's kind of what I look for. Kind of same as Mac when he's looking for the rockabilly. So this one was interesting to me and I picked it up. The next one, of course, was Lightning Hopkins. Please Don't Go, Baby. I'll try to stick that value up here. And then Remember Me on this side. And as you can see, the label's not in the best condition. It's legible. I'm not as picky as a collector because to collect high-end gets expensive. But it's neat to at least have a playable copy that's not real noisy and doesn't skip. And this I got lucky enough that it didn't because I looked at the grooves and they look pretty good. And this one could have been a real jackpot, but I'm not sure where it's going to fall on this value range because the label is not in the best condition. And but this one apparently, when I was looking it up, is a very high sought after, and it very much so fits within that criteria too. And this one is George Pep. Say it once in a while on this side, and you can barely make it out because you can see it's got a real bad ring wear on this bump. And then on this side is You Gotta Get a Wig. It's a little more legible, but it's got the beginnings of some mold or just moisture on the label. So, but it's playable. It doesn't really honestly have a lot of noise if you can kind of see the grooves. I don't know, they're hard to see. I try to get them in the light, but a very tiny slight warp too. Just enough for the light to catch it. It plays fine without skipping. You just need it just as a slight little. So those little imperfections probably brings it down. But I'll put the value here. You can see this could be in the hundreds, $100 to $200 to $300. If it was in mint condition, you're probably getting the higher end of that. This, I don't know. Somebody would want it for 20 or 30. I'm going to keep it just because it's obscure and unique. I don't sell a lot. I keep most of them anyway. And the last one I found was this on a Sequoia label. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me back up and kind of point out, you know, the criteria we were talking about. this is kind of what I look for too. You can see this says Coleman Records. So it's like a single name. A lot of times it has records in it. And there's your parallel lines, of course. And if you could read it better, this one didn't really have a city, but it's got real basic information. And this isn't really that small time of a company, but it still falls in that criteria by just glancing through them, you know, and you see the solid color and you got these parallel lines. So kind of give it another look, maybe even look it up on your phone if you see one, if you're out there collecting, especially if it's something you think you might like. This is from like that doo-wop or so era, but I like some of that, and this one was actually pretty interesting. But now I'll move on to the last one. Sorry to tease you there. This one showed up in this range too, around 50 to 100 or so. So I put it in one of the last little plastic sleeves I had because I found it right before them. This one, because it was in a lot better condition too. This is, you know, very good to very good plus. There's nothing hardly, well, I'd say very good just because of it's not completely brown. There's some little areas where the white's showing. And this side looks even better. But see, solid color brown, has these parallel lines, and it says this label Sequoia, I guess. And it says this is San Francisco, California, so it is a hub. But that's why I said you can't always go by that. But and this is the night lights. I'll get to the band here directly. I Get Blue on this side, and on this side, Lover's Twist. And I like this one too. And like I said, I put the value up there. And those are the ones I was able to find. I found more that I'll put in part 2, you know, with the little identifiers for the, you know, price and all too. And if you like this video, like I said, part 2 is coming up. And it'll have more, with 5 or 6 more solid color ones I've been able to find. Well, somewhere in there, about 5. And a bunch more, just more common stuff that I liked. And of course, more digging. So if you like this content, as I was saying, please like and subscribe below or here or wherever that thing is. I could move it around, but you know the drill. Everybody watches YouTube enough. So I thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe, as I was saying, and I'll catch you in part 2.